You're listening to SaskScapes, a podcast featuring the stories of arts, culture, and heritage in Saskatchewan. In full disclosure, I'll admit I couldn't wait to do another podcast from Rockglen, Saskatchewan. My hosts, Jan and Neil, welcomed me so warmly. I was honored that they contacted a dozen or more musician friends and art lover friends, all who piled into Neil's studio that night as part of their House Party Jam Session series. Some were playing for the first time, others for longer, but this was about as free-flowing as you can get when it comes to creating music together. The impressive sound system met its fate when the power went out for several hours, but that didn't dampen the spirits one bit. The mood of the music just changed to an acoustic vibe, and the candles came out, and it was wonderful. With recorder in hand, I worked my way around the room and had a chance to talk to a few of the nicest people you'd want to meet. You'll even hear their local star, the cowboy poet. Truly. The music played non-stop through our conversation, so we weren't shy in raising our voices. I'm Kevin Power, and this is a typical House Party Jam Session hosted by Neil Jones and Jan Johnston. Okay, so begin by telling me who you are.
Maureen Sabrin.
John Sabrin.
Okay, and you are Rockglen resident?
No, Fife Lake.
Fife Lake,
yeah.
Which is about 15 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And you're on a farm in Fife Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, our
A mile east of Fife
10 acreage, because we've sold our farm. But
Is 10 acres not respectable in farm speak?
No.
It is, because they can't throw me off of it.
Oh, right.
We just have our house there and
Right.
Quonset and stuff. Yeah.
But you're seeding.
No, our son is
Our
seeding.
son.
Oh, it's your son who's
yeah,
seeding.
yeah.
Okay, so you just sit and...
I just help where I can.
Right. Do you have anything on you? Do you have animals on your farm?
One dog and several cats.
Okay, great. Pretty low maintenance.
Yeah, we're retired.
Right. What did you retire from farming?
Yep.
How many years farming?
I put it over 50 years of farming, 56 but now I'm starting to count where I'm working for my son. I'm still farming, but no,
Right.
3-4 years ago we quit.
Is it impossible to give up completely?
It's hard for a guy that did that all his life to get away from it.
Right.
But it's getting easier because health's not. I've got a touch of emphysema and all this, and
Right.
I got to go to the places there's no dust. But I still can help. My knowledge is still there to help my son.
Right. Did you both grow up on farms?
Well, we've been everywhere.
You did. I didn't. I was born in England,
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Where in England?
in Huddersfield, Yorkshire.
Right.
And my mother was a war bride, and that's how I got over here, because my father lived in Verwood. I don't know if you know where that is. It's not that far from here either, but so that's where I ended up, and then to Regina, and then took my nurse's training, and then ended up with him because I came home with his sister, who was also in training with me. So that's how I met
Oh,
him.
wow.
So
Was it worth it?
watch it.
I
now.
paid the price.
Right.
We're still together. That proves something.
It's true. How many years?
47.
Right. And you're both extremely musical.
Well, he's more musical than I am. He started way younger. I didn't start playing an instrument until after I'd had several children. And it was a case of, what do they say, beat him or join him? So
Yeah.
I guess I had to join him.
Right. How long have you been playing?
Since 1958, I got my first guitar. I was 14 years old. So that's Waylon Jennings. I got my first guitar when I was 14.
Right. You too. Well, good shoes to follow in.
I love it. And now we go south and for 3 months and play till and meet new musicians and you learn from everybody.
Yeah.
And here too.
Yeah.
This is about the third time I played with this guy the second time, and this guy the third time. I have never heard them before. They're different, but you get something out of everyone. You're robbed. That's what I do. And that's how you keep going.
Right.
You got to have a tune coming.
Was farming more secure than the thoughts of becoming a professional guitarist?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You can love. I love music, but I never made no money at it. But my first.
We're having a very exciting evening. The power's just gone out again. It's very romantic.
No, when I first started in '61 with a family band, a guitar, accordion, and fiddle, I played with them 17 years or something.
Right.
But they taught me the beat, and that's it. Everybody here, they lacked, that's all I did was rhythm, guitar, and I had a Fender after a while. But I feel I was bored for 8 years. A lot of rock and roll players could whip me. Young guys, I've had 15, 20 bands, but they never had that beat. If you don't have a beat, you can have the hardest lick you want, but if it's not a beat, it's nothing.
What he's trying to say is he played rhythm guitar for so many years before he started doing the lead.
Yeah. And you've been singing for how long?
Well, I always kind of had singing during school and stuff, glee club and different things like that, but I never really got into serious till what was that?
75,
around 75.
We started our own band.
Yeah.
I quit them old guys, and we started our own band with my little brother and somebody.
Of course, we had to wait till the kids grew up a little bit, so the older ones could babysit the younger ones while we were playing.
And the name of your band is?
Well, we had many names.
We had changed names like we changed musicians in the band. Yeah.
Borderland was our last.
Borderland
band,
is what we still call ourselves.
We're close to the border.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Borderline,
clever.
yeah.
And how often do you have the opportunity to perform?
Church every Sunday, just him and I.
Yeah.
And then where we're from in Fife Lake, the bar owner always has a jam session every New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. And
we played our 36th year.
Yeah, 36 years we've been playing that.
The live music in that bar started, and we started with it. And then when he built the plant, it's very important to say that the plant. You know about the plant?
Yeah.
There was a big crew, and we got a chance to play from all of Canada. Good singers.
Wow.
Instead of us going to look for them, they were workers and guitar players, and
that's exciting.
and the guy Lawson would throw the book. How many dances you were? We played every weekend that we wanted.
Right.
So we had about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 different bands, like changing people around that time. Like pretty much we had basic ones, but there'd be change of a drummer or change of whatever. Now the last few years we've played at the bar here on New Year's, our grandson has been playing drums for us, and our son still plays with us, but we don't have a band as such anymore.
But you've kept it all in the family.
This is what we do.
Well, how important is it that Jan and Neil have come on the scene and created these?
Yes, that's very nice. It's really good.
It's something just to walk in this place.
With his art and
everything. That man's got a lot more talent than his guitar right there.
Right? Yeah. It's how long have they? Well, I'll ask.
Not that long.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been that long.
Of course, the thing is, they might have been here before we actually realized that.
Right, but I don't think much longer.
Yeah.
Much longer. No, it's really fantastic what they're doing. I'm glad that it gives folks like you an opportunity to keep going.
Oh yeah, we always.
I try to go to the hospital and the old folks home. That's on every week in Rockglen.
Right.
But with the farm or family, yes. But I go when I can.
Right.
Staying alive, they call it.
It keeps you young.
Oh, thank you.
It does. Excellent. Thank you.
I'll do one of my poems. Start with spoken up. It's called Me and Ron Brazier. Me and Ron Brazier were killing some time down at your basic tavern. We were lining them up and tossing them back. It was a real good time we were having. We were bragging about the things we did and the things we'd surely do. When a lady walked in, good looking as sin, and sat down on a stool. I whispered, "Hey Ron, don't be a fool. She's much too fancy for you." He said, "That's a fact," but never looked back. Just smiled and said, "How do you do?" Now the bond that makes blood brothers, friends and pals like no others, was hastily swept aside. And quick as a cat or a wink or a spat, we were brothers with blood in our eyes. We were smiling and hissing and tripping and missing with moves as smooth as silk, playing the ropes with big eyes and big hopes, like two cows that on pale milk. Well, she played us for the fools we are, and then just dropped us flat, and left with a guy I can only describe as tall and handsome and that. Feeling sad, I said, "Hey Ron, nothing will mess you up like women." He said, "What the hell, I'll buy you beer." He just sat there grinning. Yeah, me and Ron Brazier were killing some time down to Basic Tavern. We were lining them up and tossing them back. It was a real good time we were having. We were bragging about the things we did and the things we'd surely do. Another lady walked in, good looking as sin, and sat down on a stool. Thank you. Okay, I'll just, before I stop here, I'll just do one of my children's poems, so keep in mind this is written for little kids. The whole theme is Grandma Wanda, and the poems are written for my grandchildren, but
It's Wanda that you're going to make fun of.
the computer. Whooper duper rooter tooter, Grandma Wanda got a new computer. She made new friends when she went online, telling the world her grandkids were fine. She sold her old cat, she bought a new hat. She traded a tire for some chicken wire. Now Grandpa was doing the cooking and washing the ceiling. Grandma was too busy wheeling and dealing. But then one day, to Grandpa's delight, Grandma and her computer got into a fight. Grandpa heard a kerbang while he was eating. Grandma was playing poker and caught the darn thing cheating. Thank you.
Okay, so we've had a chance to hear your poetry, and you are?
My name is Doyle Noss from Rockglen.
You're from Rockglen. Did you grow up here?
Yes, I did. We ranch south of town.
You ranch south of town?
Yes, we do.
And what do you have running on your ranch?
It's just basically a cow-calf operation, Black Angus cattle.
Right. And so how have you been branded the cowboy poet? Hey, it's Kevin. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Just a quick reminder that the SaskScapes podcast is available for free on your favorite podcast app, or you can stream it from your browser. Check out the show notes for the link. On the SaskScapes homepage, you'll notice something new under the logo called SaskScapes Plus. You can't miss it. There's a big button saying support with a heart icon next to it. I'd love it if you could click on that button and help keep this podcast series going. When SaskScapes launched in May 2014, it was the first podcast in the province celebrating arts, culture, and heritage. In fact, you'd have been pretty hard-pressed to find any Saskatchewan podcasts. So I'd like to think that we paved the way. It's been because of your support that this podcast is now in its 9th year. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
I haven't really.
Oh, that's how you've been introduced to me.
Oh, well, there might be 3 people that would. Yeah, no, I haven't done this very much. It's just fool around little amongst friends, you know.
Right.
It's never taking it very serious or taking it very far. Just more for my own entertainment, I guess.
That's okay. That's hopefully why we all
Sure.
do something for our own entertainment. And if other people listen, well, bonus, right?
Right.
So what's it like growing up in small town Rockglen?
It was great. It was at a time when I was born in 1956 and I graduated high school in 1974, and it was a good time to grow up in a rural area. Things were improving. The infrastructure was being built and improved. My dad saw the roads paved, elevators built, hospitals built. Since then, most of that in small businesses. And since then, a lot of that infrastructure has disappeared. But it was a great time to be a kid. There was 1972 was the largest enrollment in Rockglen School. There was close to 600 kids. It takes in a pretty big area, but now it's down to just a little over 100. So. No,
And there's no hospital anymore.
No, I guess not. Right. No, it's so, you know, it's not unique to Rockglen, but
Right.
excuse me, the small rural communities have
I had an opportunity to see the train station this afternoon. Do you have fond memories of that place growing up?
a little. Things used to come in on the train when I was quite young, and there was, of course, the station agent always. They came and went, different station agents, and they had kids, so we went to school with some of the station agent kids as well as the doctor's kids, and you know, there was the few kids like that came and went over the years.
I was asking Dick Oakes this afternoon if he knew if any of the station agents were still around.
Right.
He wasn't sure.
You know, I'm not sure either. None that I know of. It was just kind of, the end of that era was just when I was quite small, so I'm not really sure. I didn't know. Like I said, I knew some of the kids, but they've all long moved away. So
I understand the population's starting to pick up again.
I guess possibly.
Yeah.
There's a few years ago there was empty houses in these small towns, and now the people are coming back to retire. And a lot of people now, if they work in isolation where they're a couple weeks in, a couple weeks out, it doesn't matter as much where they live. They're thinking it's still nice to raise a family in a small rural town. So there's some of that going on.
No ambition to head for the big city?
No.
This is your speed?
Yes. It's what we do, I guess.
And your farm is doing well?
No, it's not. It's always been a struggle. It's the people that are left. I think are mostly here because they want to be. We raised our kids, and it was great. And it's not big business as the world knows business today. It's more of a
passion and a labor of love more than
Yes, I think so.
But you must have quite a constitution to keep a farm running in the face of such adversity business-wise.
Yes, I guess.
I mean, many people would sell the farm.
Right. Yes, I guess when you owe more than it's worth, there's not much incentive to sell it.
Right. Was the farm in your family before?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's a second generation farm, so
right, and
which isn't old by today's there's third and fourth generation farms, but this down south on the border here was some of the last homesteaded land. So it's we were kind of behind down here in that respect, and the land it varies a lot, but generally it's poorer land here than the good farmland, and that's why it's as opposed to small farms, mixed farms is how people made a living. It's more specialized now, and some of the poorer land, like in our area, is more ranching.
Right.
And it's just the economics of it.
Sure. So do you think your children want to take over from you?
Well, we have three kids. The oldest has bought a small ranch, and he works at the mine at Cornack Ranches and helps out. So yes, we have one of our kids is ranching.
Well, I'm glad that you've got poetry to kind of have a creative outlet there.
Well, thank you.
It's pretty hysterical stuff you've written.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so you are
Jeanette Belbeck.
Jeanette Belbeck, and here in Rockglen you run a cafe.
Yes, I do. The Burning Hills Cafe.
Right. And how long have you had the cafe?
3 years.
And did you found it?
No,
You didn't.
no, I purchased it.
Right.
It had been closed down, and we bought it then.
Did you grow up in Rockglen?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Oh, just on Lazoo,
Which is how far from Rockglen?
11 miles, I think.
Right. Right. And so, what does the cafe specialize in?
Everything.
Everything?
Yes.
Do you do all your own baking and
Yep,
everything?
everything's made from scratch. Yep.
Right.
All our baking is homemade.
Right.
We do a lot like different things, pierogies and stuff like that.
Right. And so do you see a lot of tourists coming through?
Yes, we
Rockglen
do,
to
yep,
stay there?
yep.
Right. Any interesting stories of...
Well, we've just had people from all over the world, from Japan and Germany and Norway. And
How did they find out about Rockglen?
I think a lot of them have relatives in the area.
Oh, right.
You know, come home for reunions or something. And
Right. Is it tough to run a cafe in a small town? I mean,
yes and no. It's long hours,
right.
but if you enjoy doing it, it's
Right.
not hard work.
How many people do you have working there?
7.
Oh. Wow. And you serve coffee, of course.
Yep. Coffee, fresh baking, just regular Canadian meals.
Lattes, Americanos.
No,
all that stuff?
no.
No, just good old.
Just
brewed
old coffee. Yeah. Yep.
Good old, and decaf as well.
Nope.
No, nobody
Oh.
does decaf anymore.
No,
I guess it's a waste. If you're going to drink coffee, go for
Yep.
the real thing, right?
that's what I think.
And
Yeah.
so tell me how you hooked up with Neil and Jan, because you're sort of partners in crime with creating this music series.
Well, we met them through the cafe. They had come in and out of the cafe. We met them that way.
Yeah,
We're interested in art and
right,
being that Neil's an artist, and I don't know, it just went from there.
right. Do you have an artistic background yourself, or a
No, I
musical
don't.
background?
No,
No, you're just a lover of,
Yep,
an appreciator of. So,
Yep.
So you do your part to support.
and we display
I was
local
gonna say,
art.
do you have a
Yep.
gallery space in the cafe?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our walls are all covered with local artwork.
Oh, right. There are a lot of local artists here.
Oh yes, there is lots. Yeah,
It's quite something.
yeah.
I'm quite amazed at the terrain around here. I honestly didn't think it was this hilly.
Oh, it's beautiful here.
It really is
Yeah,
lovely.
very beautiful here. Yep.
Right. And do you have family living here?
Our children are all grown and live in Alberta and BC.
Right. None here now?
Nope, nope.
So you said, would you like to work at the cafe? And they said, sorry, I'm leaving.
Oh, no, they were long gone before we even bought the cafe.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were all grown up. Yep.
Wow, that's wonderful. What was the story behind the cafe before you bought it? How long it had been around?
Well, it's been there in that spot for years.
Uh-huh.
It was a Chinese cafe years and years ago,
Oh,
and that Chinese cafe was a theater at one time.
there is a theater here called the Dreamland.
Dreamland, yeah, but it used to be where the cafe sits right now.
Oh, wow. So, and the Chinese family that owned it, they sold and left town?
Yeah,
Because every town, small town in Saskatchewan, seems to always have one Chinese
Yeah.
restaurant.
There was-
So that
yeah.
would have been it.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So any Chinese food featured on your menu?
No,
No.
we do have a s'morg every now and then. It's Chinese food though.
Right. So how long had it sat empty before you?
About 4 or 5 months, it was empty.
Oh, so there wasn't a huge
No.
renovation that had to happen
No.
as far as getting the place retrofitted
No.
and everything.
No, it didn't take us long to get it up.
Right.
About a month.
Right. Had you been in the customer service industry, so the food industry prior to that?
Yeah,
Do you have a background in what had you done prior to that?
I worked in the nursing home. I was a cook in the nursing home for
That's
18
challenging.
years. Yeah,
Where was the nursing home?
just here in town.
Does it still exist?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a fairly new one. It's only been early 90s that they built it, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to make in the cafe? Or what's the most popular thing?
Sour cream raisin pie and coconut cream
Sour cream raisin pie.
pie. Yeah.
And are any of the recipes there family recipes?
Yeah, some of them are, yeah.
Right. Wow, sour cream raisin pie.
It's very an old-fashioned recipe.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's on the menu pretty much
Uh,
daily?
It's in the pie cooler, yeah. Most of the time, yeah.
Right. How often do you find yourself baking?
Every day. pretty
Every
much.
single day. So you
Pretty
can
much, yeah.
can basically polish off a pie in a day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And what you don't finish gets to go home?
No,
No?
no.
When you get home, is the last thing you want to do cook?
Yeah, we never cook at home.
Is that right?
Never. No.
Do you order out?
Yeah.
Or just stock the freezer with frozen food?
No, we eat at the cafe all the time. We're there.
Oh, right.
I
Oh,
open
okay.
and close every day. So.
So you don't mind eating your own food?
No.
So I know some chefs cook all day and then they're just anything but.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to eat somebody else's cooking too. Sometimes,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And does the cafe get used for other community functions? Like, do people book it for events?
Yeah, we've had a few different events in there, yeah.
Right.
And we just expanded. 2012, we put an addition on.
So how many people can you seat now?
75
Right.
seats now. Yeah.
Well, I was saying you've got very good reviews online,
Well, thank you.
which is pretty important to establish. So I hope that you have a great summer this summer with tourists coming through.
Oh, I think we will. Yeah.
That's really probably the bulk of your business happens in the summertime,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We do get a lot of tourists. So.
Right, and then during the downtime, there are probably a group of locals that go there every day for the coffee
yeah.
in the morning.
We have coffee people every morning.
Right.
Table of men and a table of women.
Oh, they sit separately?
Oh yeah. We
Right.
wouldn't sit together. No.
They don't? No,
Oh,
you
no.
just don't do that?
No.
Who are some of the more notable people that show up there every morning? Some of the more colorful folk.
Jane is there every day.
Is she?
She's there moments after I open the door in the morning.
Right.
Ross. Grace Hagee. Yeah, she's about 96 years old. She walks to the
cafe every day.
No kidding. She grew up here?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, she walks to the cafe every day, no matter what the weather's like.
Is that right?
Yep. And if she's not going to come down, she'll phone to let me know.
And
So I
then
don't-
you come to her?
Well, then I let her friends know she's not coming, so they don't worry about her.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But everybody knows each other in this town.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, as someone who didn't grow up in Saskatchewan, why do the women sit at one table and the men sit at the other? Because they have no interest in discussing the same topic?
I think as they talk about one another, I don't know.
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
The women all vent about how difficult their husbands
Yes.
are being?
Yep.
And the husbands all vent about how their wives just constantly nag?
Yes, I think so, yeah. Yep.
Right. That sounds like a pretty stereotypical setup.
Yep.
Excellent. Thanks for talking to me.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for listening. The SaskScapes podcast is created by Kevin Power as part of the Culture Days Animateur program operated by Sask Culture. Funding to the cultural sector is provided through the Saskatchewan Lotteries Trust Fund for Sports, Culture and Recreation. If you want to hear more of these podcasts or to see the great work being done by other Sask Culture animateurs, please visit www.iheartculture.ca. Special thanks to Paved Arts in Saskatoon for their technical support. Music for SaskScapes is provided by Saskatchewan-born singer-songwriter Jeffrey Straker. There is no end to the stories to be told. So, until next time,